agenda before you. I don't have any changes or amendments, so I'm going to kind of motion to approve the agenda presented.
So moved.
Have a motion, a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? I will call for the question. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? And, I need to approve the minutes of February 11th, February 26th, and 28th call board meetings. You've had a chance to review those. Chair would entertain a motion to approve. You have a motion, Mr. J.
Second.
Second, Mr. Sermons. Any further discussion? Not, we'll call for the question. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Mr. Humphrey, superintendent information.
Okay. We have Amy Lawless here on behalf of the Lanier County Family Connections to speak to us tonight. Amy?
Hello, thank y'all very much for letting me buy something to just pass that around that way. We'll pass that one around that way. First of all, I want to start off by saying to the board, thank you for continuing to be the fiscal agent for Family Connection. We appreciate that, and Charlie for his work that goes into that. I wanted to explain a little bit for those of you who may not be familiar with how Family Connection works. There's a Family Connection in every county in the state of Georgia, but they're all localized, so every county works differently. In Lanier County, every 5 years we have to come up with the strategies of what we want to work on for that year or for the next 5 years. Our local team has picked child abuse and neglect and literacy. Then each year we make any adjustments to that as anything that has changed during the year. On your green sheet, I just have some highlights of some things that we've done over the past month. One with literacy, the books and pajamas, we did that with the school. So you may be aware of that with 157 attended. It was a great event, and one we did with the hospital. For child abuse and neglect, I just wanted to share with you our updated numbers for 2012. Many of you may know that in 2009, Lanier County was number 1 in child abuse and neglect for the state of Georgia. As of 2012, 2011, we were number 26. We do not have the numbers for the state for 2012, but we have gone down since 2011. As you see on the first page, we had total reports of 129 in 2012, which was down from 178 from 2011. Neglect is still our number 1 at 68%. Down at the bottom, you can see the tops of child abuse, top types. Number 1 is inadequate supervision, which is neglect. Number 2 is bruises, welts, and abrasions. This makes us different from most counties around here. Usually number 2 is inadequate food, clothing, and shelter. Number 3 is exposure to domestic violence, which is verbal or emotional abuse. And 4 is inadequate food, clothing, and shelter. Your underlying causes, you see beside there, are substance abuse, domestic violence, and mental health issues. If you turn over, in 2009, we broke this down into the 4 areas that had the highest amount of child abuse and neglect in the county. Those were Barber Road, Oak Ridge Subdivision, Stockton Road area, and the east side of Lakeland. Barber Road has been our number 1 area, and our child abuse team decided to pick that area as our target that we would work on. As you can see, in 2012, they did go down, but they still had 23 reports, with 10 of those substantiated. Barber Road, that's not just that one street. It's from Barber Road all the way back to Walker's Crossing in that area there. Their number 1 is inadequate supervision, 2 domestic violence, and 3 bruises, welts, and abrasions. Oak Ridge Subdivision only had 1 report this past year and no substantiations. Stockton Road had 12 reports with 4 substantiated. Their tops are inadequate supervision and domestic violence. The east side of Lakeland jumped back up almost to above Barber Road. They went to 31 reports. Only 7 of those were substantiated. Theirs was inadequate supervision, and physical abuse is their number 2. which is what makes our county so high. The team, as I put on your green sheet, decided to add the east side of Lakeland this year, so we will be focusing this next year on prevention, targeting east side and Barber Road. I also wanted to quickly share with you our April Child Abuse Awareness Month activities we have planned. We are going to have a first responders, like a little appreciation, and for the school that will include your Tony, our Cheryl Powell, and our different counselors are invited to that. Changing perceptions about abuse. This is going to be a training that we're going to have at the Threat Center that should bring in people from all over the county. But Cheryl Powell and your counselors are invited to that also. Celebrating Children Luncheon will be at the end of the month on April 29th. I left off the date, but you'll all receive an invitation to that, and that's just to celebrate the improvements that we have made in the children in our county. Save the best for last. Walk a Mile in Her Shoes is going to be April the 20th, and we're going to do that at the football stadium here track. And what we're trying to do, this is an awareness, bring awareness for domestic violence, since it is our underlying cause for child abuse and neglect. And we have asked people, what it's going to be if you haven't seen it on TV, it's where men walk the track in high heel shoes. And what we're going to do is we have found some teams that have been willing to form teams, and where people, you'll be in the newspaper, and people from around the county can go put in money if they want to see you walk in high heel shoes around the track. And we want to thank our school board chairman, who's already said he would do it for $500. So, so anybody else on the board that wants to be on a team with him, we can. I will say that I have had people tell me they would give big bucks for JJ. Lisa, if you could work on that for me, JJ could bring in some big bucks. But anyway, thank you. Do y'all have any questions? Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Board Appreciation Week is March 18th through 22nd. I mentioned before we began that we'd like to get a picture because we will have a new board member that will be sworn in on the 20th, Mr. Chasen, and so we'll go ahead and get that picture tonight. The article will be next week, but in front of each board member is a basket that the schools have prepared for you. I didn't know if anybody from the schools wanted to say anything or just let it go at that. We appreciate, I know they appreciate, and these young people appreciate what you do for them every day. No takers on who wants to speak, huh?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Then we have a couple of good news items here. Winter EOCT score summer with the retake. Mr. Culpepper, if you could step in just a second on the winter EOCT. If you kind of explain what that is and what that means for the high school at this point.
I don't have that data in front of me. What data are y'all looking at? The retakes for winter?
There you go.
Winter retakes.
Okay. What that represents is all the end of course tests that we took back in the fall, back in December. Beginning last school year, they started allowing school systems to do a retake if students failed an end of course test because they stayed up the percentage from 15 to 20 on how much that score counts in their final grades. So when the state did that, they also allowed end of course tests or students who failed an end of course test to take that test one more time after some remediation is done. And the scores that you have, the left-hand side of the score in the chart is before the retake, and the right-hand side in that middle column is after the retakes. And the scores that you see on the right-hand side of the chart were the targets that were set back in the fall by the Department of Education. So that just gives you a point of reference in where we are in relation to the Department of Education performance targets.
And as you can see, our high school is performing very well in each of these areas, and we commend all of the teachers at the high school, administrators, their hard work. The next good news item is something I know that Ms. Ham has been working on for some time at the middle school. Ms. Ham, you got a copy? Just share with the board what you're doing with your 7th grade and the writing scores.
Yes, sir, what you have there are scores from last year. The first time we took the 7th grade mock assessment, and this is basically a predictor test for how they will do on the 8th grade writing assessment. So this does not officially count as a test for them in their portfolio or anything, but it is a good indicator of how they will perform on the 8th grade writing assessment. Last year was the first time we took the mock assessment, and we scored, or had 61% of our students to score, meet, or exceed. Actually, we didn't have any to exceed, but to meet. This year, we increased that by 18 percentage points. We had 79% total to meet or exceed. 2% exceeded. So we were glad to finally have some students to rank in that exceeds category. And we should have 8th grade results this week. These are rated by the same scorers who rate the actual 8th grade writing assessment. So it's graded by the same people who are trained using the same rubric, so they know what they're looking for, and we use these to further develop any weaknesses that students may have and get them very well prepared for next year when it does count.
Thank you, Ms. Ham. We're proud of those results. The next thing you see is just the system IQ report, and what that means is that all of our employees, teachers, faculty are highly qualified to teach in the area that they're in. It used to be a few years ago you could teach something out of field, teach something extra, not have to be qualified. That all changed. You have to be highly qualified, and we're 100% high Q. The next thing is the District 14 meeting at Lowndes County. They're about, it lists in there the number of, this goes beyond our RESA district. There are other systems that take part in District 14. If you'd like to go, there's a $25 registration fee that we can take care of. You see where it's at and when. If you'll just call and let me or Wanda know, and we'll get you signed up for that. The next item we had hoped for Tara to be here because this was something that was picked up. Actually, Ms. Lugan, I think you were the first one that sent it to us, that
Right.
saw it first. That Ms. Tara was noted for this parent involvement coordinator and the work that she's doing. And I know that our representative, Jason Shaw, is going to have a resolution passed. So hopefully, Tara couldn't be here tonight because she's sick, but maybe at the next board meeting we'll have the resolution and Mr. Charles can come and present it to her. But we're very proud of the work that she's done, and I think Amy referenced some of that and the tremendous parent turnout that we had for some of these things. It's really incredible. Next thing we have, the schools have voted, the votes are in, and we have our Teacher of the Year candidates. And I will call your names out. I will let Mr. Patton hand these to you. Okay, we'll start at primary school. Miss Ashley Shea. And
Congratulations.
yeah, before you leave, we want your picture too, and would like, if you could stand there for a minute, Tareen, would you say a word about Ashley? I know that y'all can't prepare to do that.
Yes, we, on behalf of all of Lanier County Primary School, I know I can say we are very proud of Miss Ashley Shea as our Teacher of the Year. And of course, she was selected by her peers. She does an amazing job. This is her 5th year in Lanier County, where she's worked with pull-out intervention students. She's worked with kindergarten, and she's worked with 1st grade, and does an amazing job. We are very proud of her.
And from the elementary school, Ms. Wilma Music.
Congratulations.
There you are, Miss Serena. You want to say a word or two?
It is our pleasure to have Ms. Music as our elementary school teacher of the year this year. I know I can go to this lady, I can count on this lady. She goes way above and beyond her call each and every day, and we're looking forward to her coming back to us this week. We're excited.
From the middle school, David Allen.
Congratulations. Thank you. Ms. Ham?
Sam?
This is David Abbott. He's finishing up, or is in the middle of, I guess, his 12th year at Lanier County Middle School. He has been a 7th grade science teacher. He is not new to accolades. He has been named Teacher of the Year once before, and was also named Pedagogy Award winner previously. So that just goes to show he continues to impress our faculty and staff, and he is a joy to have on our faculty. Our kids love him. If you ever come to the middle school, you'll know that you won't talk to too many kids without hearing Mr. Abbott's name come up. So he's a great person to have on our staff, and we look forward to many more years with Mr. Abbott.
In the high school, Miss Lita Taft.
Congratulations.
We are very privileged to have her on staff. This is her 2nd year teaching. She came from VSU, very well prepared, teaches like a veteran teacher, puts in extra hours, is always looking for a way to make things better, and we're just extremely proud to have her as our teacher here at the high school.
Okay, we have, this is for information, whole board training coming up next Monday night from 5 to 8. We'll have kind of a working dinner with that. Harold Chambers will be giving that training to us, or bringing that training to us. The next thing you have, it's really 3 items. We have a policy JGF2, and then we have a couple of documents that will go with that. We'll let that lay on the table for 30 days. This is a board policy on seclusion or restraint of students, and this pretty much spells out our response according to the law legally, what we can and cannot do. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
And these will sit on to the next board meeting, correct?
Correct. Okay, and no questions. The varsity football schedule is out, and we do have a new football coach this year. He's very excited. He's still putting his staff in place, but we're going to put those dates down. Now we have some action items.
Okay, on 5, we have some action items that we need to consider. There's a resolution. Tell us what we're doing here, Keith.
Every 5 years, you have to update the facilities plan for the entire school system, and we will go through a process of looking at all of our needs. We have to pass this resolution to ask the DOE to come and assist us. and they have someone assigned to come and help us go through this process. And we will put all our needs down there, and those needs are what we will earn money for future building from the state, future dollars, as those are identified. And we will bring at the end of it, there will be a group of people that will come in and validate the study, and they'll say, yes, we agree, this is what's needed.
Would that study then come back to us for approval, or
Yes.
how's that?
Yes, you'll have to approve it. And we'll keep you posted as we go along through it. We usually get an architect to help us with some of the numbers. But to get the ball rolling, we need to just go ahead and ask the Department of Education to assist us with it. And that's what that will be for.
Have a resolution, Chair, to entertain a motion.
So moved.
Have a motion, Mr. Locklear.
Second.
Second, Mr. Summers. Any further discussion? Not, will call for the question. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
The GSBA legislative position, we need to elect a delegate and an alternate. Our newest member is going to be there in Savannah for new board member training. And so I imagine he would be a good selection to be the delegate.
Mr. Chason, would you serve as that delegate?
Yeah.
We have a volunteer. Chair, to entertain a motion to approve. Mr. Chason,
So moved.
have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Mr. Chason.
Okay, we have some fundraisers.
One more thing on the delegate. I do this, it says select an alternate delegate in the event Mitchell can't attend. We'll make sure he gets there if even it's by ambulance. I don't wanna be the alternate, I'm just saying. It says, select an alternate, I'm not gonna Franklin Patrick.
I'll go along with it if we're sure Mr. Chason's gonna make it. Will you amend your motion?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll serve as the alternate.
Yes.
Second.
Agree. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Field trips and fundraiser request. Got a chance to review those. Chair, to entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Have a motion, Mr. Summons.
Second.
Second, Mr. Locklear. Any further discussion? Not, will call for the question. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Hey, the next action item is a proposal by Ms. Pate, our varsity cheerleading coach, to allows the girls, one of the girls' squads to be a competitive squad. And I've asked Ms. Pate to be here tonight, step forward, and they can fire the questions at you, because I don't know a whole lot about cheerleading.
All right.
It's been a long time since I was in the cheer squad. But we, you know, in the past, when the girls cheer, they're just a spirit squad.
Correct.
To announce with GHSA for them to be a competitive squad, then we have to go through this process. Just like the band moved a few years ago from being a spirit band that just played in the stands to going and competing at competition, they became a competitive, and it is regulated through GHSA. And I think Ms. Tate's done a pretty good job of answering all the questions, but I asked her to be here just in case you had some questions about it. I appreciate her willing to take on this task.
We're excited.
How many is in your region, or is it an area?
I have been told as far as our region, there are around 2. I know Berrien, but they're 2A. So I know Irwin, they compete, and I actually talked with Melissa Trollinger at Lowndes, and obviously they're not in our region, but she was telling me that she knew of maybe 2 that was in our region right now.
So it goes by regions or areas?
It's region, same thing as if like a basketball playoff, or we would work the same
So
way.
if you win the region, you get to go to state
Then you
then?
go to state.
And where's that held at?
I'm not sure at that time, I think, I know it's around Macon, but you'll qualify to go to, like, your region, which I think you automatically qualify to go to that. After you do, you're allowed to do 6 competitions, not including state and region. And then you're allowed to go to a region, which, from what I've been told, everyone qualifies to go to that, and that's around Macon. I'm not sure about the state yet.
Okay. How many competitions are in this area?
I know Rounds hosts the competition, and Tip area hosts the competition. Those would be the closest.
Have you talked to very many girls about this?
I've talked with my cheerleaders that were on the squad last year, and actually they're the ones who started talking about it and saying that, like they saw the Irwin County cheerleaders at the football game, and I think that kind of got them thinking about it at first, and they've done nothing but stop talking about it since then, so.
One last question. On your additional classes, if a girl cannot make those classes, is that going to hinder her chances of being on the squad?
It won't hinder her chances of being on the squad. It's optional. It is additional optional training that would help her become a better competitive cheerleader. There'll be times that they can work on tumbling, stunning. There's also times that after the choreography camp, they would possibly work on some of the competition stuff if all girls were able to do it.
And your practice time will be the same as your regular practice time, or what?
Practice times will be the same, probably about 3 to 4 days a week is what I've prepared them for. Other than, let me say this, in the summer, I've asked them if they could do 2 days a week in the morning for conditioning. And the reason being for that is competitions, they don't have the schedules for this year, for GHSA yet, well, not as of about last week, but last year's, their competitions started as early as September 1.
You just had 2 fundraisers approved, but that's not going to take care of your whole cost.
No, but we are hoping that it will take care of most of it. Well, for at least the choreography camp, which is our main thing to do right now to get us ready.
I think these fundraisers, what you're saying is that you need to go ahead and do some now.
Yes.
This
The
wouldn't
earlier we do
be
the
all for
choreography.
next year. This is just because they're gonna have to go ahead and get some money into it now for that camp, things like that. So you'll be seeing some more requests for fundraisers.
Absolutely.
Okay, any more questions for Ms. Pate?
Who cooking you chicken?
My chicken?
I'm already done beef.
Would you like to cook my chicken?
I'll get Doug to help me.
That would be awesome. Does he know he was volunteered for something?
He's back here.
Any more questions? Not, Chair, to entertain a motion to approve competition cheerleading.
So moved.
Have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, any further discussion? Not, we'll call for the question, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Peggy.
Thank you.
All right. Next, we'll move to personnel and contract services. And Mr. Humphrey's recommendations, one is for principals. Have a chance to review those.
That's just number one.
Ever what the board's pleasure is, if you take them all at once, I'm fine with that, if you want to split them out. You have a preference, Mr.
All at once.
All at once?
Yeah.
Okay. And that is,
That's all the way through on for Jesse.
yeah, that's what I want to be sure of. So we're doing A, B, and C. Okay. Chair would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion, Mr. Locklear, second, Mr. Strickland. Any further discussion? Not, we'll call for the question. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. 7 is financial items. Is Charlie here?
I'm here. Well, we're already at 66.66% of the year complete, which I like to call 67. Stay away from that other number. Nothing major to note. This month, I did talk to the tax assessor's office last week, and the deadline for taxes, for local taxes, has passed, so they're accumulating up a big old bunch of money, and they're about to send it to us. So next financials, we should see that first line item on our revenue come closer into line where we're at this point in the year. Everything else continues to hold very steady. It's looking very good. We did take a look a couple of weeks ago at some of the line items in the budget, went through it line item by line item, see if any amendments or shifting needs to be done at this time, and we made the decision there to come back and look at it again because everything seemed to be in line with where we're projecting it to be. And cash remains steady. We have requested funds to reimburse the general fund for the federal expenditures for February, so that will be on the way, probably already in the bank, and that'll be on next month's financial statement. So everything continues to look good, nothing to be alarmed about. So if there's any questions.
Come on, let's come up with some questions for you. Thank you, Charlie.
You're welcome.
We have anyone sign up for public comments? Okay. I think that's all we have.
I'd like to point out we have a number of students from Mr. Sermon's class that are here, and they'll need their picture taken with you. I think they've already gotten an agenda and open records request for the minutes, which will not be available till tomorrow afternoon sometime. Just a rough draft.
Okay.
But, and remember, board members, teachers of the year, stick around. We want to get your pictures. We need that done for you.
Okay. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion second, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.